Before his 16th birthday, Mario Lemieux had joined Laval of the Quebec Major Junior League. Its teens had a penchant for a high-scoring brand of hockey. Young Mario fit in well. With a turn on Gretzky's ever-familiar 99, he trademarked the inverse number 66. His puck handling dazzled opposition and audiences alike. Lemieux was a gate attraction, filling houses wherever Laval played. A rivalry with Verdun star Pat LaFontaine developed. The two were the subject of almost constant debate. When LaFontaine joined the NHL the next year, Lemieux became the sole focus of Eddie Johnson's scouts.
Mario, to me, is a great hockey player. He's got moves as good as any, well, as good, better than any hockey player in the National Hockey League. I think he's going to be a great asset to us in Pittsburgh Penguins.
In his final year at Laval, Mario Lemieux knew the splendor of the NHL was close at hand. So did opponents who wanted one last shot at him. The media got in the act, chastising Lemieux for not accepting an offer to play in Sweden over Christmas with the national junior team. Lemieux stood his ground firmly.
I made my decision, and they seem to be not happy about my decision, and I don't know what to say about that.
There were cries he was unpatriotic and threats of suspension. Mario was unmoved.
Last year, I went to Russia with Team Canada, and I have a bad experience. And I don't want to go again for a bad experience.
While his last few months in junior hockey carried the weight of controversy, Lemieux had managed to supersede even the wildest expectations. He'd averaged more than 4 points a game, scoring 133 goals. In his final year, Lemieux shattered Lafleur's junior scoring record, counting 282 points.
I think it was a turning point at the time. I think it just came at the right time in my career. Being a part of a team and knowing what it takes to win and what it takes to be successful. Learning how to win with guys that have won cups in the past, Gretzky, Messier.
At that time, he was just getting to the point where he was going to flourish as a true superstar.
Lemieux led the tournament in goals, Gretzky in points, and they were magic out there.
They had them play in the same line. Both those guys fed off each other. They just, they went to town.
The 1987 Canada Cup convened all the top players in hockey on 6 international sides. It was here Mario Lemieux's reputation gained prominence. Teaming with superior players for the first time, Lemieux went on a scoring rampage. Led by the combination of Gretzky to Lemieux, Canada went unbeaten into the Cup championship.
In on left wing to Bourque, Mario Lemieux shoots. He scores! Mario Lemieux! Canada has the lead for the first time.
A 3-game final against the Soviet national team would provide a sterner test.
I think the Russians are a much better team than the Czechs, and when they get 2-0 lead, they're pretty hard to play against.
For 3 hot September nights, there wasn't much else in Canada that mattered. The Soviets had stunned Canada in overtime in Game 1. And Game 2 went into a second extra period.
Bourque into Gretzky. Gretzky cutting in, centers to Lemieux. Shot it wide, drops behind the net. Out to Murphy. Murphy to Gretzky. Hit the post, rebound. They score! Mario Lemieux! Canada wins. The series is tied.
It was the biggest goal in a young career. The third and deciding game was intense, and when the Soviets grabbed an early 3-goal lead, Canada was in trouble. The Canadians proved resilient, though, and with a little over a minute to go, the score was tied, and overtime loomed. The rest is history.
Lemieux ahead to Gretzky. Has Murphy with him on a 2-on-1 to Lemieux. And on goal. He shoots. He scores! Mario Lemieux with 1:26 remaining.
For a new generation, Lemieux's goal became remembered on the level of Paul Henderson's in Moscow 15 years earlier. Amid the hoopla, there were rumors that Wayne and Mario hadn't got along during the tournament.
There was no jealousy. We had a great thing going for the last few games anyway. We played together for the last 2 games, and we had a lot of fun out there.
Lemieux ahead to Gretzky. Has Murphy with him on
The experience with Gretzky had paid off for Lemieux.
You know, Gretz is a great team player, and you know, at the time he made some plays that were right at the time. Even though it was myself that was there or somebody else, he was going to make the same play anyway.
I didn't see any jealousy. I never saw it in the room. I never saw anything off the ice. You know, it was just a mutual understanding that you know, Mario wanted the top spot, and Wayne wasn't going to give it to him, and that's makes superstars, that competitive edge.
After the Canada Cup, it was apparent that early comparisons between the two stars hadn't been premature. While Gretzky had been rewriting the record books with the powerful Edmonton Oilers, Lemieux had been skating with the still lumbering Penguins. Things were about to change. Lemieux brought a newfound confidence to the Penguins from his Canada Cup experience. He had something to prove. Mario was tired of losing. He wanted the Penguins to become winners, and he went about seeing they did exactly that. The maturing Lemieux began to gain recognition for his new accomplishments.
It's always nice to be compared to probably the best hockey player that ever played the game.
Number 99 noticed his heir apparent's game resembled his own.
A lot of similarities, but the most obvious, I think, is the fact that his ability to pass the puck and be able to see people at certain times, and the softness of his hands. I think to be an effective centerman, you have to be a playmaker, and he's a good playmaker.
After the Canada Cup, Mario the Playmaker won his first scoring title, while Wayne was winning his last Stanley Cup in Alberta.
I'm disappointed about having to leave Edmonton. I truly admire all the fans and respect everyone over the years.
The move to Los Angeles put Gretzky in a hockey wasteland. And despite some of the old magic, there was little doubt now that the natural order of things on ice had been indelibly altered. Gretzky's reign over the NHL's most prized trophies was rudely interrupted by Lemieux. A quiet rivalry developed, with things not quite as cool as they sometimes seemed.